Hello everyone, welcome. I'm glad you're here. This is Styla Studio Dolls, and this video is called Comparing 14-inch Dolls. I'll be comparing 3 dolls in this video. The first one is Freda. She's a Ruby Red Fashion Friends doll, and I've already done an entire unboxing of her if you'd like to check that out. The second doll I'll be comparing is Willa. She is a Wellie Wisher. And for those of you who are not familiar, Wellie Wishers are American Girl's version of 14-inch dolls. Willa has always been my favorite Wellie Wisher, and she's the first one that I've ever unboxed, new in box. I do have Camille, but I got her with a lot of American Girl dolls, and she didn't come with any clothes, so I've never really used her, never really felt any sort of connection to her. So I'm really excited to finally have Willa. And my only regret is that I didn't get her before when she had her old meat outfit, because I really do prefer that outfit. I think it's so adorable, and I think it makes a lot more sense with the Wellies rain boots than her current meat outfit does. But nonetheless, she's still my favorite Wellie, so I'm excited to check her out as we compare dolls. The third doll we'll be comparing is this doll. She is a Heart for Hearts doll, and her name is Dell. I found her as I was doing a random search online for 14-inch dolls. She was on a website called treasurekeepers.com, and that isn't a website for dolls. It's a website for all collectibles, and they just happen to have her. So she was in her box, but the box had some water damage. I don't really care about the box, so it turned out to be a really good deal for me because I was able to get her for about half the price of the one that I was going to order on Amazon. This is the one that I was going to order on Amazon, and she is my favorite Heart for Hearts doll. Her name is Naji, and I think she's absolutely beautiful, but I wasn't sure what I was going to think of these dolls, and Dell is my second favorite, so I decided to just go ahead and get her for half the price and see how it goes. And for your information, I'm not sure whether or not Heart for Hearts themselves is still making these dolls, or if they've sold the rights to someone else to do it, but there are certain characters available on Amazon. So let's just appreciate this girl for a minute. She is so beautiful with her nose ring and her henna tattoos. She's an Indian character, and I love her. And I probably should have bought her because when I opened Dell, this is what I found. So her face was split up by the hairline. I know this happens with rooted hair dolls, but what a bummer. She was in her box. She had a hat sewn to her head. There was no way for the seller to know. But I contacted them, and their solution was to refund me 25% of what I paid. So I'm still bummed, but at least it was something. Okay, so let's get started with the comparisons. I wanted to make note of a couple things before we get started. First of all, the Ruby Red Fashion Friends doll and the Wellie Wisher are both listed on their websites as 14.5-inch dolls. Dell is listed as a 14-inch doll. Also, the Ruby Red Fashion Friends doll is ball jointed. She has elastic strung joints. But I'm not comparing posability and that type of thing in this video. I'm just comparing the general shape of their body and fit of the clothing. First, I'll compare their heights. And I feel a little bad for Dell, but she did not come with underwear, so she doesn't get to wear any for this comparison. So Miss Freda, the Ruby Red Fashion Friends doll, is definitely by far the tallest. And between the other two, I thought Dell had it by a hair, but based on the blinds behind the dolls, I'm going to say that they are the exact same height. Which is funny because according to their descriptions, Willa should actually be a little taller than Dell. Here's a front view of the dolls. As you can see, the Ruby Red Fashion Friends doll has the longest, leanest limbs. The Wellie Wisher has sort of the most childlike limbs with her sort of chubby ankles and wrists. She's very reminiscent of an American Girl doll, which makes sense. And Dell falls sort of right in between as far as her limbs go. Miss Freda, the Ruby Red Fashion Friend doll, absolutely has the biggest hips. And Dell has the smallest torso of the three, which becomes very evident when we try on clothes. Freda has the smallest head, and Dell has the largest head. of these three. That fact is even easier to see when they're in profile. Here's a different view of their legs, and the Ruby Red Fashion Friend doll seems to have the most grown-up looking legs. She even has a pedicure. And the Wellie Wisher, as I mentioned before, definitely has the most childlike shape to her legs. Dell falls right in the middle. Here's a foot comparison. The Wellie Wisher in the middle has the shortest and chubbiest feet. And then between the other two dolls, the Ruby Red Fashion Friends doll definitely has the longest and leanest feet, but Dell's are almost as long. Now we get to compare the fashion. So each doll will start out in their meet outfit, and then I'll put that same outfit on the other two dolls so we can compare the fit. First up is Freda. Her meet outfit consists of a t-shirt, leggings, a jacket, a skirt, and boots. It's all perfectly proportioned to her, and there's a lot of nice pieces here. Here it is on Willa the Wellie Wisher. As you can see, the sleeves and the skirt are both a little too long for her, but it does fit her. Here she is without the skirt on, so you can see the leggings. I think this looks really cute on her. And here she is without the jacket. And I think this shirt and leggings would make great jammies for her. And let's appreciate these boots. So these are fantastic boots. It sort of reminds me of how Maple Leaf shoes are longer and narrower, but they work for the most part on American Girl dolls. This is sort of that for Wellie Wishers, which is ironic because Maple Leaf is a distributor of Ruby Red Fashion Friends. But you can get high quality shoes for your Wellie Wisher by getting them Ruby Red Fashion Friends outfits. I don't know if they ever sell the shoes separately though, but you could probably find them on the secondhand market. But they're great. They're not plastic. Yay. Most Wellie Wisher shoes are. And yeah, just a little tip. Here is Dell wearing Freda's outfit. And once again, the sleeves and the skirt are a little too long. This is where sort of the height difference becomes really obvious. So not only are Dell and Willa a half inch shorter than Freda, but because their heads are bigger, that means their bodies are even smaller in proportion to hers. So the ruby red body, in my estimation, is actually about 3/4 to 1 inch taller than the other two dolls, and it makes a difference. Here's Willa in her meet outfit, and I wanted to show you the picture on the left so you could see her headband. I forgot to put it on her when I took pictures outside. So here's her meet outfit. Comes with the skirt over a leotard, which you can see on the right, and her rain boots, wellies. Here's the outfit on Freda, and the whole thing fits her. I wasn't sure she'd be able to get the wellies on, but they fit her just fine. They're a little big in the calves, but I think this looks really cute on her. I think it definitely works. I did want to show you in the back, the bottom of the elastic on the leotard doesn't quite reach to full closure, but it's really close, and when the skirt is where it should be around her waist, you can't see it at all. Here's the outfit on Dell. Once again, this fits her. Once again, it's a little big in her calves. This is also a little bit baggy on her torso, but you can't tell. I think this works pretty well for her. Speaking of Dell, here she is in her meet outfit. And her meet outfit comes with this cute little shirt, these little denim shorts. The shoes are plastic. She's got a hat, her bracelets, which I'm not thrilled about because they stained her arm, as you can see. She also is the only one who comes with pierced ears, earrings, and a necklace. So here's the outfit on Willa, and this looks really cute on her. I was thrilled to see that the shoes would fit. I enjoy making clothes for my dolls, but shoes are always a challenge. Making shoes is a whole different ballgame, so I always appreciate having another pair that fits well. In the back, the waistband doesn't quite make it all the way around her. It's not too bad, and if you pull the shirt down you can't see it at all, but this is evidence that Dell is the thinnest of the three of these. The shirt, because it's stretchy, is not an issue at all. Here's Freda wearing Dell's meat outfit. So from the front, this looks very cute. Once again, the shoes fit, yay. So that's great, but this outfit definitely becomes an issue when you turn this doll around. As I mentioned, Freda has the biggest hips, and these shorts don't even begin to make it around her. So these wouldn't work at all for pictures from the back, but once again, because the shirt is stretchy, it easily reaches around her and actually works quite well. So I'm happy to have the shirt. I can use it as a pattern to make some more shirts for all of these dolls. That's the end of the comparisons. I thought I would just throw this in here as a little teaser for the next video I'll publish. Dell is getting a new look. If you know me from previous videos, you know that I can't just let a hole in her head go. So I am going to re-wig her. I also got some Glitter Girls outfits to try on these dolls, and I want to show you those. I was going to put it all in one video, but I thought it was just too many different things going on in one video. So I'm just going to publish another very short video with the Glitter Girls outfits and Dell's new look. That's all I have as far as comparisons. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think of these dolls and their clothing. If you're wondering why there are 3 pictures of Willa on the screen, I'll tell you now. Out of these 3 dolls, if I had to pick a favorite, I would pick Willa. I will say that I do appreciate the Ruby Red Fashion Friends dolls for their jointed limbs. They do have a certain amount of posability. I like that you can do a head tilt. You can pose them sitting without their legs splayed to the side. So those are all really great qualities in those dolls. But as far as the basic body shape, how the clothes fit on the doll, I have to pick Willa. And as I said, she's always been my favorite Wellie Wisher. I only recently added her to my collection. So this was a pleasant surprise, but I really like her a whole lot, and I am excited to make her some clothes in the future, and just really happy to have her in my collection. So that's that. I hope you're all enjoying your summer, and I hope your dolls are making you smile each and every day. I'll be back soon with that other quick video. Take care.